Is my planet my home? Well, of course it is. It's everyone's home. It's where we live, right? I know a lot of people who travel around a lot, so they don't really have a home specifically. So they have to say everywhere's their home. Like when people go on tour, they're in different houses every week. So somewhere has to be their home. It's the world. Now, we need to start treating our home a little bit better because our home is a little bit sad at the moment because we're ruining it. So we need to treat our home better. Do you think the world is your home?
Emery talks.
Is your home your house? Chant.
When you are away from home, what is it that you will miss? Will it be your cozy couch or your shiny friendly fridge? Will you miss your kitchen table? Will you text your kitchen sink? Will you call your chest of drawers? Will you care what they think? Items, things, possessions, objects, they are with us every day. But do they make your house a home when you look from far away?
Emery chants. Types of houses. Vocabulary Part 1.
An apartment or flat is your choice if you are a city person, or you do not have enough money to buy a house. You will have many neighbours, but you will not know any of them. A condominium is your choice when you have not saved enough money to buy a townhouse. A townhouse is your choice if you want to combine living in a house and living in a city. You may confuse your townhouse with your neighbour's house, as they often look the same. A semi-detached house is your choice if you are not a greedy person and can share one wall of your house with your neighbours. A cabin is your choice if you are a lone wolf in a forest or mountains. A palace is your choice if you are a king or queen, or at least a prince or princess. A castle is your choice if you are a king or queen, or at least a prince or princess, and you have a lot of enemies.
Types of houses. Vocabulary Part 2.
A high-rise is your choice if you are not afraid of heights. You will look through your windows at the birds, and the birds will look back at you. A skyscraper is your choice if you want to live higher than anyone and you want to look down on the people. A trailer, mobile home, or recreational vehicle, RV, is your choice if you like to travel and see different places from the windows of your rolling house. A houseboat is your choice if you love water and fishing. A mansion is your choice if you like big, luxurious houses with friendly or unfriendly ghosts. A farmhouse is your choice if you like fresh air and organic products. You will wake up early in the morning and work with cows, pigs, and chickens. It's a dream come true. The single-family detached home is your choice when the next pandemic starts.
Countryside. So you have towns and you have cities. And the countryside is the area that surrounds these big cities and these towns. There'll be lots of greenery around. There'll be water and river. There'll be lots of farmhouses around, lots of beautiful cottages. There'll be perhaps animals roaming free like deer and cows and sheep and pigs. Lots of people like to go to the countryside to relax because they say it's very peaceful. You can sit there and enjoy the birds tweeting away and enjoy the pigs oinking away, although I'm not sure a pig sound is incredibly relaxing, or a pig smell actually is very relaxing. But you know, when you live in the countryside or in the country, you just enjoy life's pleasures because you are in the countryside.
What is the difference between your home and your house? Well, a house is a building. It could be an apartment or a house or a farm. But these are just buildings. Maybe your home is somewhere else. I've lived all over the world, and not every place I lived felt like my home. Sometimes it's just where I live. Because for me, home has to do with the people and the memories. So, any place I am, if my loved ones or family are there, that's home for me. Someday, I hope to have a house that I live in that also feels like my home. I'm getting married soon, and we're going to be starting a new life. And because of that, hopefully, soon I'll have a house that's also a home.
Possessions. Possessions are things that we have. For example, I own a pair of sunglasses. These sunglasses are my possession because they belong to me. My sister just got a new car. That car is her possession because she owns the car. I try not to have very many possessions. I like to travel a lot and go places and do things, so I'm not home that often. So it doesn't really make sense for me to have that many possessions. Some possessions I do keep, though, are things from my childhood. I kept some toys, I kept a game, and I kept a little t-shirt that I had when I was really little. I like to keep those possessions because they remind me of when I was little. And I think one day, maybe my future kids could play with my possessions. What possessions have you kept from your childhood?
Luxurious. The word luxurious means full of luxury. So, if something is expensive and tasteful and just very, very nice, normally it is luxurious. So, maybe you've been to a luxurious restaurant. This might be a place where it is full of expensive things. You are catered to. Everyone treats you like royalty. It is full of luxury. Or you could have a luxurious bedroom. Maybe it's got the most elegant sheets. You have a massive plasma TV. That is extremely luxurious. Now, I live in a very small council flat in London. It's not luxurious. It's a flat. It's quite boring, actually. But I like to put candles everywhere and run a bath and have a glass of wine. And for me, that is very luxurious. What's luxurious for you?
This is Emery Grammar.
Perfect tenses. Welcome to perfect tenses. Let's go back to our catalog. So, remember, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Today, we're going to be talking about number 3. That's perfect tenses. In perfect tenses, we have present, past, and future. Now, we'll talk about them all separately, but first I will tell you how to build perfect tenses all together. So remember, we have 1, 2, 3. And to change the tense, we only change number 2. So what do we use for number 2 in perfect tenses? Well, remember we have the action line and the information line. On the action line, we have regular and irregular verbs. For a regular verb, all you have to do is add ed. think talk, talked. Walk, walked. All you do is you add ed, and then it's ready to be used in perfect tense. In perfect, for an irregular verb, you need to remember the 3 forms. And for perfect, you're using the 3rd form. So read, read, read. So read is the 3rd form. Or drink, drank, drunk. Drunk is the 3rd form. So that's what you're going to use in a perfect tense. What about the information line? Well, remember, the information line verb is always to be, and to be is an irregular verb. It has 3 forms: to be, was, were, and been. So been is the 3rd form. So any sentence on the information line in a perfect tense will use been. You have your verbs, the regular plus ed, the irregular 3rd form, those are on the action line, or the information line, been. So your perfect is ready. What we still need is an indicator, a way to tell if it's present, past, or future. We use have and has in present perfect, had in past perfect, and will have in future perfect. So you put that in front of your verb, and there you go. So now you know how to construct a sentence in perfect tenses. Let's use an example. So, I go to the store. That's present simple. Let's change it into present perfect. I have gone to the store. Why gone? Because it's the 3rd form of to go. It's an irregular verb. You use gone. I have gone to the store. If that was past tense, I would say I had gone to the store. If it was future, I would say I will have gone to the store. So you see, it's always the 3rd form. We just changed the helper verb to have in order to tell what tense we are in. Now let's talk about when to use each of the perfect tenses. Watch out, the logic is different for all of them. So if you remember when we were talking about simple tenses and continuous tenses, the logic always made sense. We were either talking about every day, yesterday, or tomorrow. And it followed that pattern. But perfect tenses, it gets a little bit different. When we are speaking in present perfect, we are talking about the result or the effect of an action that has already happened. Not the action itself, but the effect or result of that action which took place in the past. But the result is in the present, which is why we speak about it in present perfect. We don't actually care about the action because it happened at some point in the past, some indefinite point in the past. But we do care about the result of the action which we are facing right now. Here's a situation. Let's say that you agreed with your roommate that they would do the dishes, and you're sitting on the couch and it's pretty quiet. You don't think they're doing the dishes. So you want to check with them. But if you ask, did you do the dishes? Well, they could say yes and be talking about a different point yesterday. It happened a long time ago. Yes, I did the dishes 3 weeks ago. Well, that's not what you're asking. You don't care about that. And if you ask, were you doing the dishes? Well, again, they could lie and say, yes, I was 3 weeks ago. You know, they're exaggerating. They're using your tense against you. So you have to ask them in perfect present. You want to ask them, have you done the dishes? And when they don't answer, well, then you know that they haven't done the dishes today. And you need to go talk to them because they agreed to do the dishes and you don't want to fight. So here's another situation. Let's say that you are running into your office and you are very late for an important meeting. And yesterday you asked your receptionist to print off some documents for this meeting, right? And so as you're running in, you shoot a quick question to her and you ask, have you printed the documents? And she goes, well, I was doing it. And you're like, but I don't care about you doing it. I don't want your story. Have you printed the documents? Because I need them. And she goes, well, the printer was broken. And it's like, I don't care. Have you printed the documents? I don't care about you doing it. I care about whether you have or haven't done it. And she goes, well, I'm doing it now. Well, then you haven't done it, have you? I need to know if you have or haven't done it. You haven't done it. And it's just again. So as you can see, we use present perfect to talk about the result of an action or the lack of result of an action. We're asking about the result, not the action that took place at some point in the past, but the result. And that's when we use present perfect. Now let's talk about past perfect. Honestly, at this level of English, you don't really need to worry about past perfect, but I'm going to explain it to you anyway. Why? Well, because when we're talking about past perfect, we only really use it in context. If there are multiple 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, if we have a situation like that, and we need to talk about two different pasts, two different yesterdays, that's when we will use past perfect. Like if I'm telling you a story and I'm telling you about when I went to London, and then I need to tell you about something that happened before that, then I will start to use past perfect so that you understand that it happened before the other past where I went to London. And that's when you use past perfect. So you use past perfect to navigate your listener or your reader in different levels of past. You're helping them figure out where in the past you are when you're talking about different pasts. And that's when you use past perfect. Let me give you an example. Jim came to the office and he sat on his chair. And then Jim remembered that he had forgotten to drop his daughter off at school. She was still there. So, as you can see, most of those sentences were past simple. It was just when we started talking about how he had forgotten before the other things that had happened that we started talking in, that's right, past perfect. We are talking about a story that moves from one point in the past to another point in the past. It's just when we take a step out to a different point in the past that we move into past perfect. When we're speaking in a story in past perfect, if we are starting at one point in the past and moving forward through the past to the end of the story, then we stay in past simple because the things are happening one after another, even though they're happening in the past. It's just when we need to take a step out and go before the beginning past, that's when we start to talk in past perfect. Past perfect. So you understand that we need a gap between two timelines in order to use past perfect. It's not just when we're telling a story and something happened before everything else. Sometimes people who are new to English grammar get a little bit confused about that. They think, I came home, I cooked spaghetti, and they go, well, I came home before I cooked spaghetti. That must be past perfect. No, that's not right, because it happened on the same timeline. If you say, I came home, I cooked spaghetti, I remembered I had forgotten my bag at work, well, the forgetting of the bag happened way before you came home. So that is when we use past perfect. It's on a different timeline. Now let's talk about future perfect and how we use it to talk about a result in the future. So to do this, I'm going to tell you about the story of Cinderella. So when Cinderella's stepmother and stepsisters are going to the ball and they've spilled dust all over the fireplace, well, they're telling Cinderella that by the time we get back, we're specifying a time. By the time we get back, you will have made some progress. You will have cleaned all of this up. They don't care about the cleaning. They care that she will have done it by the time that they get back. Or when Cinderella goes outside and the fairy godmother transforms her into her beautiful ball gown, the fairy godmother does warn her that by the time that it is midnight, that's by the time, we're specifying the time, she will have turned back into her normal self. The pumpkin will have turned back into a pumpkin. It won't be a carriage anymore. She's saying that by the time that midnight comes, it will have happened that everything transforms back. We're talking about the results, not the action of transforming, but it's something that's going to happen by a specific time in the future. That's why we use future perfect. We use future perfect when we are talking about the result. We want to know about a specific result that will happen by a specific time in the future. That's when we use future perfect. One more example that isn't a fairy tale. Let's say that you meet your friend and you are asking about the house that he has been building for a long time. And you ask, will you have finished building your house by spring? And he thinks, will I have finished building my house by spring? No, I don't think I will have finished building my house by spring. And you're like, wow, this is taking a long time. Will you have finished building your house by summer at least? And he goes, no, I really don't think I will have finished building the house by summer. We're specifying the time. Will you have finished building your house by Christmas? And he goes, yes, I will have finished building the house by Christmas because we really need it this winter. So we have to have finished it by Christmas. So you see, your friend is talking about the result of his action. He will have finished building the house by Christmas. Now let's go back to our catalog. As you can see, we've done 3 of the groups of tenses. So that's 9 tenses that we can shift our 1, 2, 3 through. To be more specific, that's 9 tenses for our action line verbs. It's only 6 tenses for our information line verbs, because remember, continuous tenses, we don't use the information line. So let's use an example and take it through all of the different tenses. Let's do it with a regular verb. Okay, let's use to study. I study English. I studied English. I will study English. I am studying English. I was studying English. I will be studying English. I have studied English. I had studied English. I will have studied English. Let's do the same with an irregular verb. Let's use to write. I write a book. I wrote a book. I will write a book. I am writing a book. I was writing a book. I will be writing a book. I have written a book. I had written a book. I will have written a book. Now let's do the information line. Okay, let's say I am happy. I am happy. I was happy. I will be happy. Now remember, there's no information line on the continuous tenses. So let's skip them. I have been happy. I had been happy. I will have been happy. See? Congratulations! Now you know how to use perfect tenses. Isn't that exciting? I know it might seem like a lot, but we will help you to use them and understand them better in practice. But for now, you did it. Well done!
This is Emery Grammar.
Perfect tenses.
This word is to describe something that is expensive and classy. So, a Toyota isn't really this, but a Rolls-Royce is. I personally think that sitting in a gorgeous bath with bubbles and chocolates and maybe a glass of wine, that for me is extremely For some people, this might be living in a huge mansion that's covered in expensive paintings with jewelry everywhere and a chef cooking every meal for you. That is You might even describe being on a boat, a really fancy yacht where you have your own special cabin with a plasma TV. That is Do you know what the word is?
This is Emery grammar.
Past simple versus present perfect. You have already studied 3 groups of tenses with us, but some things may still not be very clear for you. Usually it is hard to understand the difference between past simple and present perfect because both of these terms are connected with the concept of past. Let's look at these 2 tenses closer and get to know what the difference is. As you remember, we use past simple to talk about the events that happened in the past. I came home and opened the door. I tell you about the fact that I came home and opened the door. Regular facts, nothing special. While we use present perfect to tell about the present result of some past action. I have opened the door. I came home. I tried to open the door. I couldn't. Something was broken. I asked my neighbour to help me. He helped and, as a result, wow, I have opened the door. And now I can come in and be inside my cosy home and not outside where it is cold and dark. So, the first difference is that past simple focuses on facts and present perfect on the result. Let's go on. We use past simple to talk about the events which happened at a definite time in the past. In 1999, in 2010, 5 months ago, 2 hours ago. They bought this car in 2020. We know the definite time. They moved to London in 2022. We know the definite time. Present perfect doesn't tell about the definite moment when the action happened. They have bought a car. Now they don't need to use a bus or a taxi. We don't know the exact time when the action happened, and it is not important. It is important that now they have a car, and as a result, their life has become more comfortable. They have moved to London. They are ready to begin a new life there. We don't know the exact time when the action happened, and it is not important. It is important that they will live in a new city now. So, past simple tells us about the exact time when the action happened, while for present perfect, it is not important. We use past simple with yesterday, last week, last month, last year, 2 days before, etc. When the period of time when the action happened is finished, or when the action that happened in the past cannot be repeated. I drank a cup of coffee in the morning. Now it is evening. Morning finished. I met my friend yesterday. The period of time is finished. I travelled to Greece last year. The period of time is finished. Once I was at the concert of Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is dead. I cannot visit his concert again. This action cannot be repeated. We use present perfect with today, this week, this month, this year, etc. when the period of time when the action happened is not finished, or when the action that happened, not a definite time, can be repeated. I have drunk a cup of coffee this morning. It is still morning, the period of time is not finished. I can drink one more cup of coffee if I want. I have met my friend today. Today hasn't finished. I can meet my friend again. I have travelled to Spain this year. This year hasn't finished. I can travel there this year again. I have been to the concert of Rihanna. It's a result for now. Rihanna is alive. I can visit her concert again. We often use present perfect with such words as ever, recently, just, already, yet, to talk about something that has happened for the first time in somebody's life, or to focus on the quantity of things you have done. Have you ever been to Italy? She has just finished working. I have recently met an interesting person. He has already eaten his sandwich. They haven't arrived yet. I have seen dolphins for the first time. She has written 20 books. So, as you see, there are also special indicators that help us understand when to use present perfect or past simple. You have just learnt about several main differences between these two tenses. Why have we used present perfect in the previous sentence? If you know why, it means you have understood this grammar video.
This is Emery Grammar.
A type of home that is attached to many other homes is called for example, is a tall home, is very narrow, and has a small yard. Inside of you would find everything that a regular home would have, like a living room, bathroom, a kitchen, a dining room, has all of those things. But for me, I wouldn't really want to live in because all of them look the same. They don't have as much character as a regular home, and is kind of narrow. You don't have enough space for your yard. I just don't think is the right place for me.
Means that something is normal, usual, typical. So many people say that my girlfriend is there is nothing special about her, but she's really special for me. Also, I work as a manager, and it's really job. Nothing special about this job. Well, I think that mansions are not for people. They are really expensive, and they are for celebrities, I think. You know, my girlfriend is learning to be a movie director, and yesterday we wanted to watch a movie, and I told her, can we please stop watching the art house movies? Can we please watch movie?